guys, so today we are going to begin a brand new science unit. So we did social studies last. Now we're getting ready to start a brand new science unit, and this unit is all about living things and how they survive on Earth. To survive means to keep living. Survival of living things mean how living things stay alive while they're on the earth. We will learn about parts of living things and how their bodies help them to survive. We will learn how plants and animals depend on one another for survival, and we'll learn even more than all that. You might already know some information about these things, and you might also have some questions. So I want you guys to get out your yellow science folder. And in your science folder, you should see a little piece of paper that looks like this. And I think it's the second thing that's in there. All right. So I want you to think, what do you already know about living things? So your paper says, I think that these things help living things survive. So what are some things that you already know help living things survive? So think about what's a living thing and what do I know about what it needs to survive? And I want you guys to take a few minutes to write down something on this piece of paper that you already know helps living things survive. So go ahead and pause this video, write down some things that you already know, and then you can start the video again. Okay, did you guys write something down? If you didn't, pause the video. Okay, once you have something written down, I want you guys to remember that we learned about scientists and what scientists do when we last studied science. And one thing that scientists do is they ask questions. So I want you to turn your little piece of paper over and you have a thing that looks like this. And this is a question that you have about how living things survive. So think for a minute, what's a question that you have that you're wondering already? Because we've turned on our brains and we're starting to think about living things now. What is a question that might pop up in your head about how living things survive? And I want you to write down a question and pause the video. And after you've written down your question, you can start the video again. All right. So everybody should have something that they already know and a question that they have on their small piece of paper. I want you to put that piece of paper to the side, and now we're going to learn some things. All right. Today we're going to learn, what do living things need and what can living things do? By the end of this video, we should be able to explain that living things have basic needs, and we should be able to explain that living things move, grow, change, and reproduce. So that's our learning target for today. So let's talk about Earth's living things. I bet you guys already know a lot about this. Earth is home to people, plants, and animals. It's covered in homes, cities, cars, and roads. Some things that we find on Earth are living. Living things are things that are alive. Other things found on Earth are non-living. How can we tell if something is living or non-living? What do you think? How can we tell if something is living or non-living? I'm thinking something that uses air might be living. Something that needs food might be something that's living. What do you guys think? Living things have basic needs. In order to survive, most living things need food, water, air, light, and a habitat. That means a place to live. Living things need food or nutrients. People and animals eat food. These things fuel our bodies and keep us strong and healthy. Plants need nutrients to live. Plants use air, water, and light to make their own food. Food is a basic need of all living things. So in this, we've learned that humans are living, animals are living, and even plants are living things on the earth. Living things also need water. People need to drink water every day. Animals need to drink water too. Plants need water to help them grow. Water is a basic need of all living things. Living things need air to survive. Take a deep breath. You just inhaled air into your lungs. Air is made up of different gases, but the one that your body needs to survive is oxygen. Animals need oxygen too. Fish use their gills to take in oxygen from the water. Plants need air too. Living things also need a habitat or a home. A habitat is a place where living things make a home. Suitable means that it's right for that person, plant, or animal. Suitable habitats should be the right temperature, it should provide protection, and it should allow that thing to grow and get food and water. A polar bear would not survive in a desert. A butterfly would not survive in the Arctic. Living things need a habitat that's made for them to survive. Most living things need sunlight to survive. Sunlight provides energy and light and heat. Heat from the sun warms the earth so that it's a suitable temperature for life to exist. There are only a few things on earth that don't need sunlight to live. However, most living things need the sun and the heat and the light to survive. Aside from basic needs of food, water, air, habitat, and light, living things also do certain things. All living things move, grow, change, and reproduce. Living things use their bodies to move. People and animals can use their legs to move. Birds can use their wings to fly. Fish use their fins to swim. While plants cannot move like animals, they still move. Flowers open and close. Roots and stems grow, and leaves turn towards the sun. Have you ever had a plant in your house and you notice that it starts growing towards the window or towards where the sun is? It's moving to get to the sun. All living things grow and change. Think about how puppies go from little bitty dogs to great big adult dogs. Think about humans and how they go from teeny tiny babies to adults. Seeds do the same thing. They go from teeny tiny seeds to a big plant. So everything that's living grows and changes. Living things also reproduce. Reproducing means to make more of your own kind. We call these offspring. People and animals reproduce by having babies. Plants reproduce by producing seeds which grow into new plants. Offspring of plants and animals are similar to, but not exactly like their parents. So when you have a baby, it can look similar to its mom or dad, but it always has some differences. Same thing with animals. When a dog has a puppy, it could look kind of the same as its mom or dad, but it's usually a little bit different. Non-living things do not have needs like living things do. They don't need food or water or air. Non-living things do not move, grow, or change. Okay? Some non-living things can do some of these things, like a car can move and a cake can grow when you bake it. However, they do not have the basic needs and they can't reproduce, so they are non-living. Earth is full of living and non-living things. So now that we've talked about this, think about that question again. What do living things need? And what can living things do? Think about that and then go to the next video and I will tell you your assignment for science today.